A local runner advances to the cross-country state finals. We'll have a preview.
Lincoln and North Knox both crashed out of postseason play with a defeat in last weekend's sectional. We'll have the details.
And two Southern Indiana teams will compete at the volleyball semi-state in Jasper this weekend. We have the matchups straight ahead.
All these stories and more right now on Sports Buzz.
Thanks for joining us for Sports Buzz. I'm Dalton Ewer.
And I'm JJ Brown. South Knox's Aubrey Nowaski has advanced to girls cross country state finals this weekend. She finished in 16th place overall and 7th for runners on non-advancing teams with a time of 19 minutes and 10 seconds. Nowaski and her coach, Daniel Crabtree, both attribute her success this season to being healthy for all of 2022 after starting the last two seasons with an injury.
This season I felt like it had a pretty good start to the season compared to my last couple of years. I've been starting out injured, so I definitely felt a lot better about this year. And I hit 1930s about mid-season. That kind of scared me. Just kind of felt like I peaked mid-season. Then I hit 19s again at sectionals, and then I definitely felt pretty good about like tournament time.
Aubrey's been a star on the track. You know, she has a lot of speed. She was a blue chip conference champion last year to kind of show what she can do in cross country, but really put it all together this year. She's been healthy all season. She's been top 10 in every invitational, and been number one for us most of the season. And you know, just had a phenomenal junior season for us.
Joining Nowaski and Terre Haute will be the Princeton girls team, who finished 5th. Pike Central's Xavier Westman and Jasper's Allie Wigand and Linton's Peyton Smith. The South Knox team finished in 8th place overall and were 2 positions shy of advancing. On the boys' side, after winning a sectional and regional title, the Spartans were unable to advance. They took 15th place at the semi-state in Nashville. Dylan Mater was the top runner for South Knox, placing 45th with a time of 16 minutes and 52 seconds. Jasper and Evansville Wrights advanced on the boys' side, along with Gibson Southern's Alex Spindler. The state finals will take place at the Laverne Gibson course in Terre Haute. The girls' race gets underway at noon, followed by the boys at 2:30 p.m.
The Lincoln Alice's football season came to an end last Friday in a wild one at Fort Branch. Sandra Hunt passed for 340 yards and ran for 101, along with 5 total touchdowns, 3 of them passing and 2 of them rushing. But it wasn't enough as 3A number 1 Gibson Southern outdueled the Alices 63-42 in the opening round of the IHSAA sectionals. Jackson Johnson, DeJuan Gillis, Kiefer Foster, and Tanner Gilbert all found the end zone for the Alices, who trailed by only 7 entering the fourth quarter, despite an earlier 21-point deficit. Titans quarterback Tanner Boyd also had 5 total touchdowns, 3 rushing and 2 passing, while Michael Heron and Devin Roberts each returned Lincoln kickoffs for touchdowns. The defending state champs head to Owen Valley next week for a sectional semifinal between 2 10-0 teams. The Alices finished the season 4-6, but with their most SIAC wins since joining the conference in 2020.
The season also came to an end for the North Knox Warriors as they fell at Southmont 31-0 in the first round of their Class 2A sectional. Mounties quarterback Nick Scott passed for 250 yards and 3 touchdowns as Southmont scored on 3 of their first 4 possessions of the game. Carl Lemberg ran for 81 yards on 18 carries, while Devin Kent recovered a fumble, but the Southmont defense kept North Knox in check. The Mounties head to number 1 Linton next week for a semi-final matchup. The Warriors finished the season at 4-6.
The football postseason gets underway this weekend over in Illinois, and Lawrence County will be represented. The Red Hill Salukis qualified for the IHSA state playoffs and received the 8th seed in the southern half of the Class A bracket after a 7-2 regular season. Red Hill opens its playoff run at home Saturday at 2 p.m. Central Time against Salt Fork. The Dogs face a Salt Fork team that finished its regular season 6-3 and lost all 3 times by 3 points or less. Other area teams to make the playoffs in Illinois are Mount Carmel and Robinson in Class 3A and only in Class 4A.
Despite coming up short of the playoffs, the Lawrenceville Indians ended their season on a high note last Friday. Sophomore quarterback Wyatt Halter passed for 169 yards and 3 touchdowns as the Indians crushed the Marshall Lions 40-21 at Ed Loeb Field. Parker Hardiman, another sophomore, had 2 interceptions in the first quarter, both of which led to touchdowns and an early 14-0 lead. Lawrenceville wraps up its season at 3-6 overall and 2-5 in the Little Illini Conference.
In the first season of 8-man football, Duggar Union finished as the state runner-up, falling to Blackhawk Christian by a score of 40-28. The Bulldogs fell behind early, 14-0, before they scored their first touchdown on a Mikey Pearson scamper into the end zone. They followed up that score with a touchdown pass from Carter Hall to Chase Bond to take the lead at 16-14. After that, Braves offense took over and put away Duggar as they cruised to their first 8-man football title. Congratulations to the Bulldogs on an outstanding season.
Lynn, Stockton, and Tecumseh will represent the South this weekend at the volleyball semi-state at Jasper. The Miners won their first volleyball regional over the weekend. They defeated Brownstown Central 3-1 to advance to the Class 2A semi-state. Lynn will take on Indianapolis Sakina in the Game 2. The Miners are 27-5, while the Crusaders are 30-5. Game 1 will feature the Class A game as Tecumseh faces Indianapolis Lutheran. The Braves defeated Spring Valley 3-1 to win the title.
In other regional games, Bar Reeve's tournament run came to an end as they lost to top-ranked Providence in the first round of the Class 3A regional. At the Corden, the Pioneers dropped the Vikings 3-0. Bar Reeve ended the season at 33-2. Bright River Valley also lost in the first round as they fell to Indianapolis Lutheran 3-1 at the Edinburgh Regional. The Wolverines closed out their season at 14-13.
The soccer state finals for both the boys and the girls get underway tomorrow evening at IUPUI in Indianapolis. The Evansville Memorial girls team will be one of the representatives from the South. The Tigers will face Leo in the 8-15 game. Memorial enters the state finals with a 20-0-1 record.
The other game on tap will be Greenwood Christian against Park Tudor in the boys Class 1A game at 6.
On Saturday, state champions will be crowned in the Class 2A boys tilt between Brebeuf Jesuit and Mishawaka Marin. The game will be followed by the 3A game between Columbus North and Noblesville.
The girls' Class 3A and Class 1A matchups will round out the day. Carmel and Noblesville will play in the 3A game, while Park Tudor and Fort Wayne Canterbury will play for the 1A championship.
The Blue Chip Conference named their all-conference teams for volleyball and girls soccer last week. Jill Ballinger has the details.
County players making this year's team include Vincennes Reveille's Kennedy Fry and Mary Herman, South Knox's Addie DeLille, and North Knox's Alex McKinley. Fry tied for tops in the conference in serving at 98%. She served 92 times and recorded 14 aces. She was fourth in the conference in assists with 117, and she tallied 111 digs for a 4.4 dig average. Fry had 60 kills in conference play and she hit 153. She also received the Character That Counts award from the Fellowship of Christian Athletes for the sport of volleyball in the Blue Chip Conference. Herman led the conference in kills with 79. She had a .292 attack average. She was third in the conference in blocking with 20 stuff blocks. She served 86%. She had 12 aces and served 50 points. For South Knox, DeLille had 117 assists, 116 digs, 43 kills, and she served 96% during conference games. McKinley led the Warriors in conference play with 101 assists. She had 54 kills and 64 digs. Bar Reeve won the conference championship. In girls soccer, South Knox paced the county schools with 3 players making the list. Morgan Alderton, Kinsey Johnson, and Taylor Medlin made it for the Spartans, while Kinsey Willis and Nia Dom were named all-conference for the Reveille Patriots. The Warriors' Emma Elkins and Lucy Sharon were also named to the BCC team. Northeast DuBois was the conference champ. For Sports Buzz, I'm Jill Ballinger.
The Indiana High School Volleyball Coaches Association released their academic All-State honors on Monday. Over 900 senior athletes were named to the list. Players were honored with a silver award for a GPA of 3.5 to 3.74 or a gold award for a GPA of 3.75 or higher. From Lincoln High School, Allison Becker was a gold award winner, while Faith Fleetwood was a silver award winner. Jackson Hunt was also named academic All-State as a support staff member. Kennedy Fry from Reveille was a gold award winner, and from South Knox, gold awards went to Haley Bullock and Olivia Hamilton, while Evie Dodd and Genesis McClure were silver award winners. Congratulations to these student athletes. Vincennes Lincoln's Gus McCrary was named to the first team SIAC all-conference team. McCrary played #1 singles for the Alices and finished 5-4 in conference play and 15-10 overall. 16 players are picked for the team, with the top 8 being named to the first team. Jasper won the conference with a perfect 9-0 record.
High school girls basketball teams have been busy preparing for their upcoming season. 2 local teams will get things underway tonight with scrimmage games. The Lincoln Alices will head up Highway 41 to play at Terre Haute North this evening. South Knox is at home tonight for a scrimmage against Sullivan. North Knox heads south to Princeton for a scrimmage Saturday at noon. And finally, Reveille heads down 41 to Evansville North Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern. The Alices, Warriors, and Patriots are all coming off sectional championships a year ago, while South Knox finished as a sectional runner-up. The regular season in girls basketball gets underway next week.
VU Volleyball clinched the #1 seed in its home Region 24 tournament with 2 regular season-ending wins at the PE Complex. The Trailblazers swept both Kaskaskia and Kankakee 3-0 on Sophomore Recognition Day, winning all 6 combined sets on Saturday. Alexis Strappa led VU with 12 kills against Kaskaskia, while Paige Parlanti came just short of a double-double against Kankakee with 19 kills and 8 digs. It was the final regular season appearance for sophomores Hannah Graber, Kaylee Roche, Josephine Mulligan, Laura Gomez de Castro, and Malgorzata Banask. VU improved to 26-8 overall and 10-0 in region play. The Blazers have a first-round bye in the Region 24 tournament at home and will take the court Friday at 4 p.m. at the PE Complex.
The Vincennes University women's and men's cross-country teams are competing today at the NJCAA Region 24 Championships. The championships are being held at Eastern Illinois University in Charleston, Illinois. Advancing teams and individuals will move on to the national meet at yet-to-be-determined site.
The Vincennes University men's team will tip off their season on Thursday. The Trailblazers will host Kankakee Community College at 7 p.m. at the PE Complex. VU is looking to rebound from last year's 12-19 mark. They also finished under 500 in conference play with a 9-10 record. 3 players are back from last year's team, including leading scorer Shiloh Jackson. Jackson averaged 12.5 points per contest to go along with 10.5 rebounds a game. Trenton Johnson scored 7 points a contest to go along with 2 rebounds. And the other returner is Devon White. After their opener on Tuesday, the Blazers will play again on Friday and Saturday when they host the Kiwanis Classic.
And that's all for this edition of Sports Buzz. For everyone here at Vincennes University Broadcasting, I'm Dalton Ewer.
And I'm JJ Brown. Join us again next week.